But no, we're coming to you not live, but from Penn State Altoona, from the basketball reports. We have their first playoff game tonight.
Yeah, we got a whiteout
versus Hilbert.
Yeah, Hilbert.
Who I don't even know who they are. But
honestly, they look really small. I mean, I'm not talking shit, but like they look like a bunch of little bitches. And so
I literally see a guy. He's shirtless.
Shirtless guy.
Yeah.
It's pretty embarrassing.
It's pretty. Yeah. Might have to get a cutscene to it later, but
man needs to eat more. I don't know.
So welcome back. This is the Sean Boyle podcast. He's let me do it this week, so that's a good thing. But
I felt like a dick interrupting him because he's the co-founder as well. So it's good.
No, who we got here today?
We got my boy Ryan Wertz at ROTC. Came back. He was in. Where were you?
I was in Lackland Air Force Base.
Yeah.
And I was at Keesler Air Force Base. So Lackland is in Texas and Keesler is in Mississippi. So down south.
Really far from Central PA.
Hell yeah! I mean, I live 30 minutes away from this campus, so being a couple hours away is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Plus, it's 6 months of just solitary confinement. The worst. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad experience. Well, it was beneficial more than anything.
It was really inspiring, honestly. Like because you said you were listening to the podcast way in the audio days when we didn't even have video.
Right on that little website.
Yeah, we were on that WordPress,
yeah.
and dude, it just gave me so much inspiration to just like do this and like because you're busting your ass, you're doing everything, and just to like have you listen to that like for that to be your enjoyment and your entertainment, that just meant so much to me, dude.
Oh yeah,
I know. I needed to get on here. I needed to get you on here.
Just being so far away from school, and then to hear friendly voices, people that I know, and then hearing opinions without being able to argue back was pretty interesting. It was a nice little viewpoint on those,
Absolutely,
yeah. That's why we're trying to get more people on the show, though, because we want to get more conversations going on different topics, because everyone has their opinion. And, like, we respect everyone's opinion. We might not agree with it, but, like, the whole point is just to hear other ideas.
And let them have their voice.
The whole point's the conversation, otherwise things are going to turn violent, and that's how it's been going these days.
Exactly, I just think it's a nice platform, like I've always said it. But I want to get your opinion. What do you think about like all this? Like obviously the Florida shooting was a tragedy, but what do you think about that? What do you think should be done with that?
So this is my views. Disclaimer: I'm not the Air Forces. I gotta say that.
Legal reasons.
Yeah, legal reasons. But I don't know. I feel it's a very unpopular opinion, but I feel teachers should have the ability to have a gun in their class. Maybe not all teachers, but I feel that teachers should go through a training and be given the opportunity to have a gun in their class, not only for them to feel safe, but also for their classmates to feel safe. Can you imagine though, say you were going to be a school shooter, would you be more inclined to go shoot up a school when teachers have guns too? Like, it would make shooters second guess before they even commit the crime.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be as likely.
No, it wouldn't be as likely, and I mean, you would have people second guessing themselves, because even though their mental stability obviously is not there, you would say, okay, I am at least stable enough mentally to say I'm not going to shoot up a fucking school because then I'm going to get killed with that, even though you're probably going to end up getting killed. Either way, you're not going to do it just because the teachers have guns. So I think that, I mean, people say about security guards having guns and whatever. For me, I think the gun control needs to come secondary. I think that mental stability and having more of a mental ideology of that should just say, why do these kids want to shoot up schools in the first place? What gets them to the point that they just want to have all this rage inside of them and do a horrible act like that?
Because he wasn't loved. He was never loved.
And that's so unfortunate, dude. It's just, unfortunately, we have people like that.
There's also a mistake of the agencies, because there was multiple, I think it was 2, credible complaints against the guy to the FBI saying that this guy is a possible shooter, and they did not follow up with it. I mean, they might have followed up with it, but it wasn't very
these kids
wasn't
are
good.
No, these guys we're gonna smoke these
guys. Actually having a hell of a run. I'm pretty sure they won out all their home games.
Yeah, bro, my boy Jalen, I had him in English. He's a fucking wizard, bro. He's so good. He's like a little Rajon Rondo, bro. I love that kid.
You're making me feel bad. I'm on bulking season. You got the rice and the chicken.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I try to eat 3 of these a day, and it doesn't really work out.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
I need to eat a lot less red meat because I'm like you see on my Snapchat. I go pork. I go steak. I need a lot more chicken.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. for me, I go on these websites. Like I was listening to Rogan's podcast the other day, and he had somebody on, this guy named Greenfield. I forget his first name. But he goes, sodium, obviously it's an essential mineral, but it's not really that bad for you. So I'm like, all right, fine, I'll fucking get all the sodium I can. Steak, pork chops, whatever. But it's just, I don't know. I want to diversify my diet, and that's viewers. You can't even see this. We got lovely chicken. What kind of seasoning? Is that pepper?
No, so it's fajita seasoning.
Fajita seasoning.
It's made by the fajita company. I don't know. It's good stuff.
Peas,
no,
corn,
seriously, it's called the
rice,
fajita company.
and barbecue sauce.
And barbecue sauce. Yeah. Sweet baby Ray's, because you want
that's the only kind.
Yeah, you want to have some good stuff. Not
like
that
I said, I only ate one steak. God damn, I'm starving. You get one somewhere or some shit.
Yeah. So I try to eat a lot of this. But it's difficult because I only eat till I'm satisfied. And then once I'm satisfied, I'm good for like 3 or 4 hours. And that's not a good thing you want to be at if you're trying to bulk.
So I was going to ask your opinion. Since you're in ROTC, like, did you have any knowledge of like guns or how to operate them going in to ROTC? Like, what do they do?
Yeah, I wasn't in ROTC. I was in the Air National Guard. So it's like the Air Force, but it's 1 week in a month. Yeah. And then 2 weeks out of the year. And so you work for the state mainly. You work for the state mainly. It's kind of like the reserves. Okay. It's just a different aspect. The Guard was kind of created so if you want to go to college, they'll help you out with college.
And what's it called again? The
Air National Guard.
The International Guard. Okay.
Air National Guard.
Air National?
Yeah, so it's like
Air National Guard.
You know how it's like the National Guard? That's like the Army's version of it. And then the Air National Guard is the Air Force's version.
Okay. I got you.
So yeah, it's pretty awesome. They gave me a ton of money to go to school here. And it only took, 6 months of training, which really sucked. But
you're paying for school.
You're paying for school. Plus, they give you, training that you just can't get anywhere else. And then there's a certain prestige with it that is pretty incredible, So originally, I went into the military just for a resume builder, because I'm a cybersecurity major. So I want to work with computers one day. So, you gotta be pretty credible, because I might work for the government.
So you want to have a little diversified portfolio.
If you look at somebody like me who went into the Air National Guard, got an education through the military. I got college credits out of that. I got 13 college credits out of the military.
That's so awesome, dude.
Which is super nice, right? And I got paid every 2 weeks, $750. So it's just money in the bank.
Nice,
and I didn't have to pay for anything. You paid $300 a month for food, unlimited food, as much as you want, and then everything else was free. So for 6 months I paid maybe $1,000, and that's incredible. Just pocketed all the rest.
That's so awesome.
Yeah,
dude.
it's awesome.
Yeah, it sounds like a great program. But for the longest time, I actually wanted to be a Navy SEAL. Yeah. And I was like, for me, because I'm fairly athletic, and I think I could pass all the tests that require.
Oh yeah.
I just didn't have the balls to do it.
Yeah.
Mentally, I think I was there, but I just think I didn't have the balls because I was like, man, do I really want to if I'm gonna go do this 100%, I'm gonna do it 100%.
Right. Yeah.
And if I fail, I fail. But I want to put my heart into this. So it's really nice to see somebody like you who actually did something like that and has followed through.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, it took a lot of work. I tell you what. It was the first day.
What kind of training did you guys do?
So we went to basic training, and then we went to tech school, which is where we learned our job. Right? So I was a computer guy in the military, so I learned computers. I got to work with computers every day, which was awesome. But basic training definitely was easier than probably all the other branches, but it was still really fun. I think it was probably one of the most fun times I've ever had, because you're in the middle of the shit. Like you're getting yelled at every day. You're marching outside in 90-degree weather in full military uniform.
Sweating your balls off.
You're cool in the doors, and as soon as you step outside, swamp ass immediately. Like damn. And it's 2 months of nothing but sweat. You get in the shower, and then all of a sudden you walk out, you're sweating again. So it was.
Oh my God.
It was pretty horrible in that sense, but it was a lot of fun. I had a great flight of people, so I had 40 other dudes with me that they were awesome to talk to. We're all bros. We still talk today, and
the team.
Yeah. It was awesome. It was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, definitely recommend it. Like if you're watching this and you're in college, if you're a sophomore in college or a freshman, and you just don't want to have those loans, go to the military. Take just at max a year out of your time, and take a year off. Go to the military. You'll get trained. And honestly, it changed my life forever. And it makes you see a bigger picture, which is pretty crazy because, I grew up my dad was in the Air Force, and I was very privileged throughout my whole entire life. and you kind of take things for granted. But then whenever I went to the military, and you had that 2 months of no phones, like these days you can't go anywhere without your phone.
Yeah,
right?
I can't get 20 minutes without looking at my phone.
Just imagine like, as soon as you get off a bus, you just got done with a flight, they take your phone, and as soon as you get off the bus, you're getting yelled at by people. You can't text any of your friends. You know, from that moment on, for 2 months, you have no contact with your family besides a letter that comes in like a week and a half late.
I bet those letters mean the world to you, dude.
Oh, my mom used to send me letters every day. She sent me comics every day to keep my spirits up. The Penguins, I'm a big Penguins fan.
As much as I disagree to agree, whatever.
But so they were in the Stanley Cup for the second year in a row back when I was at BMT. So I got newspaper clippings of all the games, which is pretty awesome. And it was just it was a great thing to get letters, you know. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Now, we got to do a bunch of cool things. Like there's a thing. Probably one of the most fun weeks was called Beast Week, and it's kind of like a simulated deployment. So you're out in the middle of like a desert, and you have barbed wire all around you, right? And it's it's you. So like your flight, and you have a brother or a sister flight, right? So we had a sister flight, which we had a flight full of girls, and we do everything together, right? And so this Beast Week, there's 4 different camps, and you're all broken up. So you're not with the same people. You know, you're working with people for a week that you've never seen or met before.
And then you constantly
and then it's a big competition. You have a thing called like Beast Week, like Beast Week champion and stuff. And so it was a lot of fun. We slept in a literal tent. It was a concrete pad with a tent over it. We slept in cots, which was really shitty for me because I'm 6'3". And so I hang off of it, right? I hang off of it. So like it came down to my calves, and it just wasn't very comfortable. And you didn't have pillows, so you had to you had a pillow, but it was like literally this big. And it would just
picture your feet just sticking out of the tent.
And I had a small pillow, so I had to take like my bag, like a duffel bag we take. I rolled it up and put it under, so I had more support because it was just horrible. And you had to sleep in a mosquito net. There was scorpions, snakes, lizards everywhere. It was crazy.
You're really out there, man.
But it was a lot of fun. That day we got to shoot, not that day, but that week we got to shoot M4s, I think.
That's cool.
So it was pretty cool. They gave us about 30, 40 rounds just to sit there and shoot and try and get marksmen.
That's cool. And did you like experiment with the different like kind of scopes, or like just an iron sight?
No, it was iron sight. They train you in iron sight, and then after you get out of basic training, you get more training as needed.
That's cool.
And so it was really awesome. A lot of fun. We went down like prone, standing, and then like on one knee.
That's cool.
It was awesome.
Diversified attack. And did you guys experiment with like explosives?
No. I mean, there's they definitely wouldn't give that. You got to think like we're all civilians. You know, 5 weeks ago they didn't trust us to do anything. So,
I was gonna say
it's after basic training. If you're in that type of career field where you need it, then you get to do it. So like I had a couple people in EOD, explosive, ordnance, destruction, maybe, I don't know. Either way, they defuse bombs, right? And so they got to play with grenades and pipe bombs.
Those are the professionals.
They got to have the fun. But they had in tech school they're wearing the big suits. I'm talking like if you're playing like GTA or something and you see like, I don't know if GTA ever had it like a bomb or anything, like a bomb defusal person, but
I'm pretty sure they did in the story.
Well, like you see like the big like juggernauts on
the juggernauts.
They have to wear that shit and go.
That shit's heavy. That's that's like 50 pounds or 100 pounds or some shit. That's wild.
But they're also using robots now too, which is pretty cool.
I think it's cool. I think that I'm not one to say, we need to replace robots with everything. I think that there's going to be a time where that's going to be the consensus, but I'm always still for like we need to have humans like to say, fuck it. For all I know, we could have computers like this freaking.
You and me, if we're trying to make our money, we try.
I'm into coding that shit.
Yeah, screw you. You can go.
No, man, I like manpower, man. I don't custom computers yet. Until one day they're gonna be smarter than us and whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I don't know.
I think it'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Don't get me wrong. Have like a little what's those things? They have it was on Call of Duty.
Transformers.
Yeah. Like there's like no, not Transformers. No, fucking, you know what I'm talking about. You have like a little remote control thing, and they're it's like a mini tank, but you.
And they like defuse bombs and shit.
Yeah.
So if it goes off,
Hey, I'm not fucking security guy. Shut the fuck up. I don't know any of this stuff. No, it's cool to me though.
Yeah, they got a little R2D2 run out there cutting wire. Yeah.
I like that, man. It's cool, dude. You know, it's really interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely an experience. You know, it's less than 1% of the United States population can say they went through a gas chamber. You're sitting there and you're hyping yourself up, full chemical warfare gear, like no skin's covered, like no skin is exposed. Exposed. And so they're sitting there hyping you up. You got a gas mask on, like a hood. It's crazy. And a big vault door, and there's like a red light, and then they open that thing up, and you just see like all this smoke, like haze in there. The green light turns on,
and if like you have any,
you run in.
Yeah, I don't mean to disrupt you, but like, if you have like any like skin exposed, like
you'll feel it immediately.
Yeah,
and so
that's crazy.
So we're in there, and they're like, okay, drop your hoods down. So we drop the hoods down. We still have a gas mask on, but now our neck's exposed, right? And it took me about 10 or 15 seconds. All of a sudden, it started to burn, and you can't move your arms or do something that is out of regulation. So you're sitting there like attention, or you're sitting at ease, and you can't like move. And so it's starting to burn, and it's like, you know, you're like moving your neck, And so
you can breathe though, right? Like comfortably. Or?
We're in a gas mask, so we can breathe right now.
Okay,
and so you're thinking like, damn, this is how it feels on my skin. What is it gonna feel like whenever I take my mask off? And so they make us do jumping jacks and stuff to get us breathing heavy. They want to make sure that you're breathing in.
That's fucking crazy.
And so then they say, okay, go ahead and loosen your gas mask. So you loosen the gas mask, and now it's kind of like just sitting on your face. You can't taste anything. You can't breathe it in yet.
But it's right there.
But it's there. And then so they crack open this at least happened for me, they cracked open a new pill, and it's tear gas, right? And so it goes up in, and we got all this fresh new gas, and they're like, okay, take your mask off. And so we take our mask off, and it's just like a wave, dude. It hit my eyes, and then my eyes started watering. And it affects people differently. So like whenever I breathed in, it didn't hurt my lungs at all. I don't know why, but it didn't burn my lungs. But I had people next to me that were, you know, on the verge of puking in the chamber because it was just, it burned your lungs. It's almost like you ever go for like a really, really, really good run or a really good workout, and you feel that burn in your lungs. But imagine that over a span of like 2 or 3 minutes that you didn't do for, like it came to you.
It's spontaneous.
And so then you have to say your reporting statement. So like training Wertz reports as ordered, right? So you have to say that so they know you're breathing and whatnot. And until everyone says it, they're not letting you out. And so I was a leader, and so I was just me and a bunch of leaders. So luckily everyone's like, yeah, let's go. Like they said it, and then there was one kid in the corner of the gas chamber that just stood there like the whole time, wasn't breathing, wasn't doing anything, and so we're all dying, like our eyes are watering, like I can barely see, like it's crazy, and this kid's just sitting there and he doesn't want to do it, and finally like he says it, and we all just run out of the chamber, and it's crazy. People are like bending over, puking, like we're walking on these rocks so they don't have to clean it up, and there's vomit everywhere, you know.
Just trying to get some oxygen.
It's insane.
That's crazy.
But it was definitely, if I could go back through it, I think I would. I would love to go through the gas chamber again.
How many people you said like were in that like
in the chamber?
In the chamber,
probably about 20, I'd say.
20, yeah. And you got like all lined up.
Yeah, we're all lined up on the edge, and then we have a bunch of instructors on the inside. If I could do it again, though, it'd be so much fun. I would actually, I would go through all of basic training again on one condition. That I took, instead of having 40 random people, it was 40 of my friends. That way, like, I could know what's going. Well, not even it'd be that, but I'd know what's going on, and everybody else would.
Oh my God.
Everybody else would be freaking out. Yeah, it's all a mental game.
Yeah,
Basic training is all a mental game. You know, they break you down as much as they can just to boot you back up.
So you want to see us break down?
Yeah, so I want to see everyone. I want to see everyone go through the same thing I did because it was hilarious. I thought I was ready. So like before I left, my unit gave me tips and stuff. Like we were talking with people that already went through basic training who just basically got fresh out. And so we got like all the insider information, and I thought I was ready. I really did. I thought I was ready. I was like, this is gonna be, 2 months easy. And as soon as I got there, it was something else. They said as soon as you get there, like, you'll think, what the hell did you sign up for? And it is true.
Really?
Like, we were just, that night, we got in at like literally midnight.
All right.
And so we're running off the bus. with all of our civilian bags, and we get into our dorms, and we have to stand on the side of our bed, right? And we just have to stand there, literally straight legs, straight arm, just standing straight, and at attention is what they call it.
Attention,
And so then, they made us do a bunch of ridiculous things that are just so mind-numbing and so dumb. Like, they made us go to our lockers, so, like, you had a number on your bed. So, like, I was bed 46, right? 46. And so then you had to go to your locker.
Yeah, they're going to make 46. You repeat things over and over again.
46. 46. You had to point, and then you have to walk over to your bed and go 46. And we did that for half an hour. Like, I'm not shitting you when I say we did this for half an hour. And that is kind of like the moment when my brain turned off of BNT. You go through college, you're thinking all the time, you're studying, whether you know it or not. You're constantly thinking. And whenever I went to basic training, cut it all off. I was 2 months of just brain dead, where you followed every direction to what they said.
Yep.
So
that's why I could never do it, because I can't follow
jump,
instructions.
Yeah, if they say jump, you don't ask how high, you just jump.
Dude, my dad went to USMMA, United States Merchant Marine Academy. He said this: if you showed up with like an earring in your ear and you were a dude,
you had to take it out?
No, they'd rip it out.
Yeah, they'd rip it out. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, they don't do that now because just like rights, I guess. I don't know.
They probably do in like other countries.
I mean, you get demerits if you walk more than 6 inches away from a wall.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You couldn't take naps. You had to go to sleep at certain times. You had to eat at certain times.
Lights out at a certain time. And it's crazy because like whenever you go to basic training, you wake up at 4 every morning anyway. So by the time 9 o'clock rolls around, you're ready for bed. You're not messing around. Plus, there's no entertainment. There's no Netflix there. There's no phone.
So you're just looking forward to going to sleep.
Oh, you look forward to it so much because your drill sergeant, your MTI is gone, and so it's just time where it's like 30 minutes of your day where you could just take a breath and you don't have to be on guard.
And how was your drill sergeant? Was he just like your typical barking drill sergeant?
So it's cool to see how to talk to people and see how their sergeants were. So like the first night, I hated him. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be the worst time of my life, right? But then throughout basic training, you start to love. It's kind of like I think there's a condition out there. I forget what it's called, but it's like the prisoner condition where you start to like your
you form a relationship.
Stockholm, thank you. Stockholm syndrome. So I feel like that kind of had something to do with it. But I loved my MTIs by the end of basic training. It was pretty cool. Like the last week, they kind of be human with you. Yeah. You can laugh and tell jokes. So that was.
And you had the little part. Cool. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's what I would think of it. They bust your balls and like really try to break you down. And mentally break you down. But then at the end of it, it's just.
Yeah, the first couple of weeks are just to rat out those that don't want to be there. Yeah. By the last week, training's done. You already graduated, so you're just chilling, just having fun with everybody. Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I couldn't. See, that's the thing for me. I think I did a cop camp when I was really young. I'd say I was about 14 years old.
The Pennsylvania one, like the Pennsylvania state cop
not
one?
The state one. We did one locally in White Marsh, a township one.
Okay.
And what we did was we focused on just basically, the total life of a cop. We went through forensics, pulling somebody over, how to take their license, how to...
Did you do paperwork too?
Yeah.
Dude, no, we didn't. I didn't get that.
You didn't, because you were kids.
I didn't, no, dude. They did a lot of stuff, though. It was funny, because at the end, we actually had the ability to blow up a watermelon. I was the dude who... watermelon? For like a little bit of C4 or whatever. They attached to this, I don't even know what you call it, but the C4 and the watermelon, and then you have this long-ass wire. And you hit this button, and that bang, it just goes off. And I was the one who pressed the button. It was just so much power. It was crazy. Are you serious?
It's all good. You can always just put a picture of us up there.
Yeah. Gotta get that battery up. God damn.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, Percocet. Perkins titties. Molly Purple titties. What?
Dude, we're gonna fuck this team up.
Bro, I wish I had a wrestling club here. Can you imagine that? It'd be so much fun.
Bro, there's I was saying to John, I don't know if you heard me, the jiu-jitsu places I'm doing, it's on Tuesdays, and it's like right in there. It's in room 2. Really? All right, fuck it. I'll just do
What?
audio.
They got mats you can roll on?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we'll just do audio and
We can either do well. I think we can run the first 10 minutes and just run it audio. The rest, like we're gonna do for all of Roberto.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, they have a mat, and it's just like
Yeah, it's one of those mats that you can roll up, right? It's like little squares. You roll it up.
it's so nice. They have a little
I thought she was talking to us.
Yeah,
so it's
same.
like what?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a gi. You know what a gi is? It's like your Jewish like martial
yeah.
artist thing, whatever. Hands over Gracie. And I don't know if I want to get like ear guards because I don't want. You ever seen cauliflower?
Yeah, I got some, bro.
Really?
Yeah, it's nice. I love it.
Really?
Yeah, go into
Does
squeeze
it hurt?
No.
Like right there.
Yeah.
Oh, like they have it real puffed out, like UFC fighters. That shit's out here.
No, I was a wrestler in high school here at the state of PA, which PA is one of the best states for wrestling.
Yeah.
And we would we would always try to get comp fighters. So like my one buddy, he wanted it so bad, like whenever we were in practice, if I took him down, he wanted me to punch him 2 times as hard as he can in his ear, right?
Really?
And so I would take him down and he'd be laying on his back and he'd just turn his head towards me. And I'd just sit there and clock him in the ear twice just to try and break the cartilage. Because it's like cauliflower, it kind of sounds like a disease, but it's just like, it's whenever.
It's just inflammation of the ear.
It's literally when your cartilage breaks. Yeah, you gotta take a syringe. You gotta take a syringe and like take it out. And it's pretty. I think it looks badass. Because like if you see somebody with cauliflower ear, you're not gonna make fun of them.
No.
They went through something to get that cauliflower ear. There's no way they're just sitting there and they have it naturally.
Part of me wants to. Well, I'm doing jiu-jitsu, obviously. I filled out the paperwork, right? And there's this woman named Silvana. She is actually the head coordinator of it. She's awesome. Ryan's joining it too, Ryan Beaver. He just needs to do his paperwork. Yeah, I want to box too.
I want to wrestle. I'd be willing to box though. That'd be cool.
I'm trying to like box someone I know.
Yeah.
It's like I'm Russian, so I got those like.
What if we do MMA? I'll go MMA on your ass.
I'll lose in that.
Because I just need grappling.
No, I can't like.
Neither can I, but I just want to grapple.
I definitely feel like I could just knock someone out easy. Those Russian jeans, those fighter jeans.
Yeah.
That's how they.
You guys are good for wrestling. I don't know about
wrestlers
striking.
are good at wrestling.
Yeah. See, I'm all about striking. I got the Irish jeans. I got the McGregor jeans. I got that left-handed.
Even though here's the thing. I've never even had the chance to even like wrestle anyone before.
Even though
I've wrestled a few people before.
I teach you. There was I don't know if you guys know who Zach Barnett and Connor Reasoner are.
Yeah.
But they love
wrestlers here.
No, they're not wrestlers.
They're fucking from Maple, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They're from Maple last year.
Yeah.
And so those guys, like, if you're hanging out with them for 5 minutes, like you'll see them fighting.
Oh yeah, they start fighting.
They start fighting.
The whole crew.
And so Zach, the other day, we were having a social gathering, quote unquote, and he came through and tried to attack me, and so I grabbed his arm and I pulled him into my chest, and then I did an elevator. So like I took him back over my body, and then lifted my leg as he was above me and flipped him straight over his back, and it took him by surprise. So I sat there and taught him and Connor how to do this move, and they loved it. It was pretty cool. So I would love to absolutely go in there and just wrestle around. That'd be so much fun.
Now, are you going up to state next year?
Yeah, I'm trying.
There's a gym. There's a gym called Lombard MMA.
Boxing club too.
Yeah.
Boxing.
Yeah. Well,
That's what I'm trying.
Lombard focuses on it's like Muay Thai, boxing, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu. So it's a total MMA gym. It's a little expensive, but dude, I'm gonna sign up for it. It's $100 a month, but dude, it encompasses everything. You can go whenever you want. I'm gonna be working, so if I want to use
workout. Martial arts is a great workout. And you can run as much as you want, but you will never get the lung burn like wrestling or martial arts.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's full body.
Yeah.
Once you get into that where you're fake fighting or you're sparring, you use every single muscle fiber in your body you're using. And so it's one of the biggest stamina things you could do.
Yeah, that's why. Listen, I love basketball. I love lacrosse. I love any other sport really.
I love sports in general. Yeah.
There's nothing.
Something about hand-to-hand combat is just it's
something about
really.
Mixed martial arts just like doesn't. It's just man on man, just brute. Best strategy, and it's cool because you could be a tall guy. Like I could be a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu expert. I'm only 5'10", you're 6'3", so
different.
If you don't know jack about BJJ, I can fucking armbar you and I'd win. Right. And it's cool because you have those different size advantages. And for you, like, you know, wrestling, so you can take me
but
down.
it's like, you know, if I knew boxing and you knew, you know, jiu-jitsu, it's
like,
totally different things.
It's like what's going to happen, yeah, because like you could be different sizes, but you can still be comparable if you have that leverage over, you know, striking or jiu-jitsu or whatever, and you don't have that. So it's really cool to like to see, you know, in UFC especially, and Bellator, you know, all the promotions, see like what's the best martial art, and there is no best martial art. It's just, you gotta, the best MMA fight ever has, it's like
a mix
water.
of all.
It's like Bruce Lee. It's like water. You know, you adapt to whatever, and it's everything.
I just want to punch Boyle in the face.
You couldn't touch me.
It might
bro.
be a move.
Oh, please.
It might be a move. I would absolutely.
I said that I would
wrestling.
cut down to his weight too.
I don't think you could.
I could easily.
155. Like I'm
150.
160.
How much do you weigh?
Depends. Like it depends the time of year.
On a soaking wet day.
195.
195.
Because if I'm cutting down,
If I'm heavy, I'm 200, 210.
Bro,
You might only be able to get down
If you're
like
talking
170.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've been down to 165. That was from my show.
I would want to go.
Physique.
Okay.
That's what I cut down to.
If I'm going to
I went
fight,
from 218 down to 165, and then on stage I was.
How did you do that? Did you
Stage
did you
weight
do a
I was like
wrestler's
170, but
Did you do a wrestler's cut?
I had it. I'd been into like lifting a lot and knowing all about this stuff for a while, and I had a coach that was helping me with more so posing, and he helped me a little bit with my macros, but he really just overall just like helped me have more of like an idea and a sense of what I was getting myself into. My buddy had just done a show as well at the time, so like I already knew what I needed to do. So I just.
Did you like doing that? Was that cool?
Yeah, but it was probably the hardest thing I ever did physically.
Really?
I mean, you go from forcing yourself to eat about 4,500 calories a day.
How do you do that, brother? I'm gonna have to talk to you off there to find out how to do that, because
how many meals is that?
I'm barely pushing 3,000
You just
right
have
now.
to.
It's
You
not
gotta
enough.
constantly eat, dude.
It's like 6 or 7 meals.
More than, it doesn't even matter about the amount of meals. It's just the amount that you have to eat is absurd.
Yeah.
And like, cause even when I'm cutting, I mean, I would. Then that's the thing. I cut down. My lowest for my cutting was 1,640 calories a day.
That's crazy.
And when I started the cut, it was about 2,200. So I still jumped from about 4,000 or about 4,500 all the way down to about 2,200, which is still a huge jump. That's about 2,000 calories. So like that was bad, but the 1,640 and having to do half an hour of cardio a day plus lifting, oh my goodness, it was terrible. I only took one day off a week, and even on that day I did cardio.
Wow.
The amount of plain chicken I ate,
yeah.
the amount of plain chicken I ate was just disgusting.
Yeah.
Does it? Chicken's a little off-putting. It gets hard for me to get this chicken
Every
down
day.
right now. You know?
Every day
'Cause I've been
a
eating this
pound.
for almost a month now.
Yeah.
Literally every meal's chicken. And
Pound of it.
yeah, that's why I got to eat this barbecue sauce. You know, at least give some flavor to the chicken.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Bro, I feel you on that. I don't have any barbecue sauce. I'm eating that shit dry, and it's
Oh,
horrible.
bro, you gotta go to this. I went to the
I
store
got it.
just
Yeah,
for
dude. I might go to the store tonight and pick up. But, thank you guys so much for watching. Another episode of my man Ryan Wertz. It was good to have you, my brother. And